Hello, everybody. It is once again the most wonderful time of the year where we get to talk about our favorite musical happenings of the year.
Yeah.
And you were just telling me you got a great list going of the best songs of the year.
Greatest.
Might be the best list you've ever made.
One would say.
We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, I mean, to be honest though, jokes aside, like looking through the music for this past year, I was pretty blown away just by how much happened in the music world. Like, obviously,
Yeah.
the big thing that first comes to mind is the Drake Kendrick situation. But then on top of that, you had like so many crazy albums and artists dropping singles, even if you're going back to like January where 21 Savage
Yeah.
dropped American Dream. Just crazy stuff. So making this list, I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty fun for me, but it's hard to come up with my 10 favorite songs on the year.
Yeah. I'm going to preface this now. One, don't know what to do with my hands now.
Yeah, yeah.
So, a little weird. Anyways, I promise you, I have forgotten 90% of the songs that came out.
Then they weren't memorable enough to put on the list.
Well, because I almost forgot that Might Delete Later came out. I almost forgot that.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah.
I didn't, but nonetheless, there's a lot of songs that I probably just forgot, and so they're not on my list.
Yeah.
So don't hate me, don't roast me. I mean, you can, I don't care. But it was very difficult to come up with 10, especially when you don't make note of songs that you do like throughout the year at least. Because I
Right.
procrastinated until 3 days ago and made a giant playlist that sucked. That
Yeah.
playlist was trash.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there were some garbage songs on there. Yeah, really bad.
You realized the error of your ways, it seems.
Yeah, because why the heck did I listen to Jelly Roll and Yellow Wolf? That was one of the worst songs I've heard on the year.
Yeah.
I can say that confidently.
Okay.
It was awful. So there's a stray. But
Fair enough. Fair enough, man. Well, all good things. Let's go ahead and dive into this now. I said to you I was able to narrow it down to my top 21 on the year.
Right.
That was false.
Oh.
I narrowed it down to 20 because I realized that one of them came out in 2023.
Okay.
So I have 20 songs here, and I did make my top 10, and those ones I put in order.
Yeah.
But I have 10 more that are like kind of in order after that, but it's more just like honorable mentions at that point.
Right.
So, do you want me to go first, or do you want to go first on this one? I'll start us off then.
Cool.
Starting off with the very bottom of my honorable mentions here. I need to count how many 10 is. I just put them on a playlist. I didn't. Okay. That's actually perfect right there. Okay. So, starting off, honorable mention number 1, Still Yours by the Kid Laroi from his documentary. Went back and revisited this one a lot this year. Really like his vocals on it. I think the production, nothing too crazy, but it's just really well executed by him. Overall, I think it's a really good song. Up next, I have My Cross by Jelly Roll. I think it's really, really good songwriting. I like his vocals on it a lot. One of the more true country style songs on the album, I would say, as opposed to more pop country.
Yeah.
But super, super good. Up next, I have Etouffee by Vince Staples off of Dark Times, which you infamously, in my mind, put as your worst song on the album.
Did I?
Which is crazy. But yeah, I think it's really well produced. I really like the chorus. I think his verses are super cool and really well written.
Yeah.
Up next, I've got The Man He Sees in Me by Luke Combs. Really cool track about his son and just trying to kind of grow up despite the fact that you're raising someone, if that makes sense. So really, really cool songwriting as well. Then I have the song, the snippet that's caught the world by storm, Squabble Up by Kendrick Lamar. I really like everything about this track. Again, infamously on our episode, you said the chorus was kind of annoying. I think it's fantastic.
I'm getting to the point where I'm enjoying it.
Okay.
So I told you it would happen.
You feel the vibe a little bit
A little
more.
bit.
That's good. But yeah, everything, just the transitions throughout the song, I think are fantastic. The beat is great. It's just a lot of fun. Up next, a rather surprising one, for me at least, was "Geeked Up" by Don Toliver and Yeet, off of the deluxe of Hearthstone Psycho.
Yeah.
This song goes so crazy. Like, I've heard them do music together before, and like it's solid. It's
Yeah.
pretty good. But like just hearing them on like a rage style but guitar rock and roll driven beat was crazy. And Yeet actually has like, not lyrically, like let's get that aside, not lyrically,
right.
but his verse is crazy. It's super sick.
I'll have to go back to listen to that one.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I vibe to that one a lot. Up next, I've got Rewind by Blast and I don't know how to say this dude's name. Feid? Feid. Don't know. I'm unfamiliar with his work, but the song's great.
Yeah.
Just kind of mellow island vibes, but still upbeat and a lot of fun. So enjoyed that one a lot. Blast sounds great as per I've come to expect from him. Up next, I've got Nina by Travis Scott, 21 Savage, and Metro Boomin off of the 21 Savage record from earlier this year. It was cool to hear Travis Scott on this one without the standard, like, outrageous auto-tune levels, but actually doing, like, something pretty cool on the beat in terms of his verse. And then last two honorable mentions here, I've got Human Sacrifice by Childish Gambino off of Ada Vista. Really glad we finally got to hear that one come to light. I like the lyrics. The vocals are great.
Yeah.
Production's really fun as well. And then my last one is American Nights by Zach Bryan off of his album, The All American Bar Scene, I think is what it's called. The Great American Bar Scene from earlier this year. Say what you will about Zach Bryan and whatever he's going through in his life. This is not a show where we debate artists' character, but
correct.
But the song's really good. It's a lot of fun. Definitely one of the more pop, mainstream sounding songs from him. But to me, that added a lot of replay value while still incorporating the great home style, homegrown folk vocals and sound that's made him so great.
Cool.
Yeah, those are my honorable mentions. You have any honorable mentions you want to read over before we go into the top?
Yeah. So I just counted. I'm at 22. I have 22 on this list.
Crazy.
Yeah. Because listening through the playlist, I was like, oh, this is a really good song. I forgot about it. You know, so
yeah,
some of those made the list. Now I'm gonna once again preface something. I didn't want my list to be full of like 3 artists.
Sure.
So
you had to add some diversity into the mix here.
So some are going to be just outrageous, I feel like why isn't that top 10? A lot of people are going to get mad with probably like my first 2 honorable mentions right now.
Okay.
Those being both Euphoria and Not Like Us. And the explanation is just because I know that those are fan favorites. Like everyone loves those ones. They're not doubting Kendrick's ability. Yeah. He really popped off on Euphoria and then made just Song of the Summer with Not Like Us. I get that and I love it. I'm on board with it.
Yeah.
But because everybody already has that, let me switch it up.
Okay.
I'm going to just mention it.
I'm going to do you one better. They're not even on my list at all, honorable mention or not. And again, it's not because the song quality is poor. It's that I don't feel that outside of the context of the situation, it's necessarily like quote unquote going to stand the test of time. And it will be there. Right. But like what I'm saying is, if the Drake Kendrick thing had never happened and you listen to that song, if it's just a song and like
valid, it's
kind of like, okay, like cool song.
Yeah.
But like what made it crazy was the situation.
That's
and valid. So like the situation, nuts. And aside from that, overall great song. Yeah. But that's why it's not on my list. Is like the
And that's-
situation made it.
Yeah, and that's valid, and that's gonna help my case, I hope, to the people, even though I didn't say it. One that I just recently heard, the reason why this is an honorable mention is because of how new this album is. Out of the Blue, Snoop and Dr. Dre on Snoop's new album Missionary came
Really?
out on the 13th. So far from what I've heard a couple songs from the album. I'm not disappointed. I'm enjoying it so far. I got to give it a full listen, but there's some pretty crazy stuff. Out of the Blue is dope. I'm liking it.
Someone had to like it. Couldn't have been me, but yeah.
These next two, Get By and Liar by Jelly Roll.
Okay.
Get By is a great hype song. Just gives me moving every time.
Sure.
Liar, I like the lyrics on it. I like the instrumental, and I was blown away by his vocals on the album. So yeah, I couldn't put those in my top 10 just because too much Jelly Roll. We talked about this artist the other day and how most of his music sounds the same. But I got When It Rains by Charlie on a Friday. That one's cool. It felt a little bit different. Towards the end, you get some acapella, like choir type vocals in there. The lyrics are cool. It's just a good song. Then I got Lights Out by Bia and JID.
Really?
Yeah, I love that one. I think it's cool to see JID not do so much of this normal rap, his crazy flow, his crazy bending of words. He still raps and everything, but I don't know, the vibe's just different.
Yeah, different flavor.
Right.
Sure.
I think they meshed well, really good together. I thought the instrumental was dope, so thought I'd mention it. This one's a cool background song. Not what you're usually used to, but On This Hill by T-Pain.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that one.
Yeah, it's just super chill. I thought his vocals were phenomenal.
Crazy. Yeah.
I had some help. Post Malone and Morgan Wallen. Great song.
Okay.
Just that's really all I got on that one.
Fair enough.
Then I got Buried Alive, Chance the Rapper. Solid one. I like that. He's talking about his comeback. Like, you guys had me in this situation, but I'm just wait kind of thing. And what he's been doing
after the fact.
It's kind of like, okay, like he might be cooking. And the last one that I put on here, I don't think most people are going to agree with me, but this one's fun for me. But it's Precision by Big Sean.
Yeah, I don't mind that one.
The first little bit of his first verse is a little like lame. I'll say that. But like after that, he kind of pops off.
Yeah.
I don't know. Every time I hear the song, I just get the stuck in my head.
Yeah.
Hey, that's it. So those are my honorable mentions.
Yeah. Solid list. Not too much for me to complain about there. Definitely some like for sure the Bia and JID track, like, can see where you're coming from. Definitely wasn't for me.
Valid. I get it. I understand why it wasn't.
But going into my top 10 here, solid music on the year. I really liked a lot of it. 10 spot, again, going back to Blast, with Offset this time, Risk Taker off of his album this year. One of the singles, really, really fun. There's quite a few people that are in this kind of like groovy island vibe style hip hop avenue for sure. Like Drake's been doing it a while. Yeah. There's plenty of artists as well that are in that lane. But the way Blast has been doing it this year is just so fun and like replayable, and vocally sounds great and fresh. That songs like this are just a lot of fun. Offset provides a fun switch up, cool change of pace from Blast style, especially through like the whole album as you're listening through. Offset's just a cool incorporation of a different voice, but nonetheless sounds fantastic over the beat of that style. So that's my 10 spot. 9 spot for me goes out to someone you just shouted out, Chance the Rapper with Stars Out. It's crazy.
Yeah.
The first of all, the production's fantastic. It reminds me a lot of the things that I loved about early Chance the Rapper, where you have a lot of this gospel inspired infusion sampling, and then there's just another whole other element to it as well that's like the complete opposite. That like I've always found interesting, that balances out his music really well, where it's almost like this Kanye West-esque darkness and style of production, but yet like the gospel samples are like so light and fun that like the tone of the song doesn't sound like moody and heavy like Donda. It's like just a lot of fun. But anyways, Stars Out's really cool. I like the writing. I like the chorus. It's all really, really well done. Moving up the list, 8 spot for me, Whacked Out Murals, Kendrick Lamar. It's aged on me as my personal favorite on the album. Wow. I didn't put it there when we initially did it. I still like the ones that I did have props for. But there's so much about this song that lyrically and production-wise and vocally is just like mind-blowing. Just how he changes tempo, his flows, his energy on different points of the song, his inflection and emphasis right off the bat telling you that the album's going to be something different, and it's just more upfront, blunt, and not unapologetic, which is always something that I've loved from his music. But just to get that in a whole different style was really cool. Shout out to him for dissing Lil Wayne, if you want to call it a diss.
Ironic. Hard work with Lil Wayne down. Whatever, though.
Yeah, but like just so many quotables as well.
Yeah.
Anyways, top to bottom, really good song.
Yeah.
Switching up the pace quite drastically, and a big part of this is just how much I love this song personally. But it's What Don't Belong to Me from Post Malone's album this year. I absolutely love the writing on the chorus. I didn't really appreciate it at the time when we did the episode on it, even though I enjoyed the song, but just over time, the way the chorus is written, I think is fantastic. I really like it. It's cool imagery, talking about how like you can't give your heart to somebody because along the way you've lost so many pieces and like all the places that it's gone. Anyways, cool song.
Yeah.
Moving forward. What am I on? 6 now?
Yeah.
6 spot. You can hate me, but I'm correct. It's Young Metro, Future in the Weekend, off of the Future and Metro record from this year. Production's crazy. I really like Future's flows on it. I think he sounds really great vocally. The Weeknd's feature towards the end is so like ethereal and what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know how to say it, but like just it's like just completely changes the vibe of the song for just a little bit, because Future's got this heavy, dark, deep vocal style, and then The Weeknd comes in with this feature, and you're like, what's going on here? But it's great. I really like it a lot. I know it's not your cup of tea, but for me, great song. Again, switching up to the complete opposite of that song. It's again Post Malone from his album this year, but it's Yours, the closer to the non-expanded version of the album. Really like the songwriting. I do have a bone to pick here because I've listened to like when I listen to other reviewers talk about stuff, and like I don't need to have the same opinion, right? Like someone brings up a point, I'm like, okay, cool, fair enough. Don't agree, but whatever. I've seen a few people with this song that they're like, when are men going to stop writing about women like their property? And I'm like, that's what you got from this song? Really? That's asinine. It's crazy.
That's
a disgusting take.
That's
if you're listening to that song and that's what you pick out from it,
see a mental doctor.
You said it.
That's
anyways,
so crazy.
the heartfelt writing of it is so fantastic. The for someone who's like a new dad to be like, I mean, I'm not a parent, so maybe this is how everybody is, and I just have never thought about the idea. But like having a newborn and being like already recognizing the things that they're going to go through in their life,
Yeah.
and like how like that their life's going to end up going in another direction than your life, but like this kind of, like, I don't know. I really like the songwriting.
Yeah,
it was a great
100%.
perspective to hear. Really cool. Going forward, 4th spot here is Lithonia by Childish Gambino. Definitely a fresh avenue for him. Not that it wasn't like in his bag when he went to it. It wasn't like a surprise necessarily, but not something that I'm really familiar with him doing a lot of. Really, really cool. Like the vocals, like the instrumental on it. The guitars are great. Overall, just a good track.
Yeah.
Going up, top 3 now. People are not going to like my pick here.
Ooh.
But I really like this song. I think it's incredibly well written. It's got some of the best double entendres and beyond whatever, however deep you want to go onto it. And it's a fresh style for this artist that I'm not familiar with a whole lot of. Crocodile Tears from J. Cole off of Might Delete Later. Personally, I enjoyed it a lot, so if anybody wants to not put it in there or wants to shame me for putting it that high.
Look, we don't listen to those people.
Yeah.
I can agree with that. It's a solid track.
Top 2, newer song here. I'm to be honest, going through this is not initially where I had put it when I was kind of loosely making this list.
Yeah.
But upon re-listening to it all, I really love it a lot. One of the best songs I've heard from both of these artists in quite some time. Timeless by The Weeknd and Playboi Carti. Production's great.
Number 2.
Vocally, vocally they both sound great. It made me really excited to hear this third portion of this album trilogy that The Weeknd's doing, because I heard Dancing in the Flames and I was like, okay, cool. Nothing new from what he's been doing the last couple albums. And then I heard this one and I was like, it might be crazy. It might be crazy. I don't know what to expect now, but anyways.
Yeah.
First place here, Call Me Basic All You Want. I don't
Basic.
care. It's the best song. It's like that Future Metro Kendrick Lamar.
Someone had to put it there.
Everybody should put it there. It's the best song of the year. There's nothing wrong with this song on any level. In my mind, there's nothing wrong with this song. And ultimately, I would say that is the only song that I feel this way about this year.
That's
so
impressive.
That's my list. And if you hate me, that's fine. If you have a different list, you're wrong. And that's all.
That's funny. I'm gonna let you know that song isn't in my top 10 at all. And
that's why you're wrong. But I'm not gonna step on your toes. So
mainly because I don't care for Future's part. And I will be the first to say and accept that I'm just a Future hater.
Yeah.
And that may just be it. I will continue and try to have an open mind whenever he puts something out. Sure. I'll try my hardest.
Okay.
I've come around to other artists before.
Yeah. We just need,
but it's not that time.
We need a Utopia style project where you're like, okay, maybe this Future guy's not so bad, kind of like the Travis Scott.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyways, great song though. Other than that, can't complain. It's a phenomenal song. Anyways, so I'm not gonna lie, I couldn't decide between 2 songs for my number 10. So hate me or not, it's tied, and they're so very different.
Yeah.
They're very, very different. You might think I'm weird for one of them.
Okay.
But it's such a vibe. Anyway.
I already think you're weird, so.
Well, yeah. So the first one, Messed Up As Me, Keith Urban.
Okay.
I like the style.
Different from what I'm familiar with you enjoying.
Yeah. No, super cool song. I don't remember when I found it, but I like the tempo. I like the emotion behind it. I I love being able to tell when it's like raw emotion, like it's really true.
Yeah.
So that's always like a huge plus for me.
Sure.
But then the other one, like I said, very different. It's a vibe. Don't care. It's okay. I'm okay by Tate McRae. Once again, don't
Wow.
care. It's a vibe, and
Yeah.
I will bump it anywhere.
Okay.
It's a vibe.
Yeah.
Then we move up. Number 9. You ready for this one? I have Timeless by
No
Weeknd and
way.
Playboy Cardi.
Crazy.
So,
It's a banner day. Playboy Cardi has made
See what I
any
mean?
list that Jaden's ever made.
See what I mean?
That's insane.
There's hope for future.
I remember showing you this song.
I know.
You were like, wow, that's actually pretty
Yeah.
good.
I've listened to it a couple more times. I was like,
Yeah.
it's a really good song. Because Playboy doesn't annoy me as much on this one.
Yeah,
He's
enough.
just a vibe.
Yeah, fair enough.
I think the mesh between the two was really cool. It makes me excited for what the Weeknd has because you know
Yeah.
my take on what is it called, Dawn FM.
Yep.
Can't stand the album. I think it's just lame.
And blinding and the After Hours I feel like was similar with Blinding Lights, that
Yeah.
kind of stuff.
Yeah. Number 8. I know you aren't a huge fan of this song mainly because of one line, but
It's
Tobey Maguire got bit by a spider, but see me, it was a goat. Here's what I'll say about the song, because yes, the line itself is corny.
Yeah.
It-
Yeah.
Whatever. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But I feel like they all spazzed. I
Yeah.
think they all
100%,
popped off. The
100%.
lyrical ability from each one, they all brought their A game. It brought to me, it felt like Big
Yeah.
Sean got a fire lit into him.
100%.
Um, I wasn't too familiar with Babytron at all until this song.
Yeah.
Spaz, and then Eminem did his thing, so I had to throw that in there.
Yeah.
This is surprising to me. This is probably my most surprising list for me in general.
Yeah.
Because at 7 I have Ratata by Tyler the Creator,
Oh my
another
gosh, I
person
forgot about
who
this.
I can't stand.
Yeah.
Not okay. I won't say that. I think he's hilarious as a human being. Don't really. His music's just not for me.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
this one, it's funny. It's just solid. The instrumental's a banger. His flow is great. I love the song.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Yeah. Let me interject and
Yeah,
say
please.
I co-sign that as it's somewhere in my list as well.
It's somewhere.
Yeah. In going through this list, for some reason, Chromacopia was not on my mind.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. At number 6, a duet that I didn't think was going to be as good, mainly because I'm not huge on this person, but Die With a Smile by Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars.
Okay.
The harmony was beautiful. You usually see the male vocalist take the lower octave and the female do the higher. It was completely
Switch
reversed
that up,
because
It's Bruno Mars.
and it's Lady Gaga. She
Yeah,
has a
and they
deeper
can
vocal
both
range.
do whatever they want.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Great song.
Yeah.
Both of them individually did solid lyrically and vocally. Together, it just brought it home.
Okay.
At number 5, I'm gonna have to agree with you. It's yours, Post Malone.
Yeah.
It's such a good song.
It
It is
is.
beautifully written.
Yeah.
I think the first time I listened to it made me tear up. I'm not even gonna lie. I was like, wow, this
Yeah.
is some good stuff. There would be more Post Malone if I didn't try to make it more diverse.
Okay.
Because I really like Mexico.
So we're getting, if I may, for on your behalf.
Yeah.
We're getting more of a leaning towards your top 10 best songs of the year in your opinion, rather than your top 10 favorites, maybe to some degree.
If I understood what you just said,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. So you're what you're saying
Basically-
is, if you had made another list that was just your 10 personal favorite songs of the year,
Oh, it'd be so
it'd
different.
be a lot different.
Oh, it'd be
Okay.
yeah, it'd be 100% different. But I also kind of kept in mind like, okay, like there's a couple Post Malone songs this year that I thought were
Yeah.
like could make top 10.
Yeah. As they should.
So I kind of chose my favorite off of the album
Mm.
with respect to those other songs
Yeah.
that could have
made it.
Yeah, so it kind of like a mixture.
Fair
Anyway.
enough. Fair enough.
At number 4, this one gets me hyped every single time. Bad Boys 2, Chance the Rapper.
Oh,
I had to throw that one in there.
some of his best writing as of late. Yeah.
Oh, I get so hyped. I wish I wish it was longer. I wish there was more chance on it. Anyway.
I love the fact that it's what's the feature's name? Is it Joey?
No disrespect. I have no idea.
I'm blanking on his name. Which is unfortunate because I listened to that song quite a bit.
It's so good.
The fact that he made a Cardi B interpolation sound so sick is
He did?
Yeah. I'll point it out to you.
I think you have before,
yeah.
but I don't remember. Anyway,
we run the city like cardio. That
maybe you have.
Yeah. Anyways, I'll point it out to you.
Cool.
It's a great
Number 3, I'm at least on the same page with you because I took my favorite song off of that album and I chose Huntin' Wabbits.
Okay.
I 100% agree with Crocodile Tears. I think it's a phenomenal song.
Yeah.
I like the laid back flow.
Yeah.
I like the, what do you call those? Whatever those like random little
ad-libs.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That he just kind of threw in there.
Yeah.
I thought they were fitting. Great song overall. It's a laid back banger and I love it.
Yeah.
At number 2, this is another one of those like Post Malone situations. But I've reincarnated Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah. And that's the one that I bumped for Whacked Out Miracles, but yeah.
Valid. Because I could choose a couple songs from that album, throw them on my top 10, because I think they're all, not all, but most of them are that good. They have that caliber, but reincarnated, like I was saying on the review, I love the part where he's like talking to God and like having this talk with him. Like, the lyrics are great. It's a phenomenal song.
Yeah.
My number 1, because it hit me in the heart, hit me home. Love the lyrics.
Yeah.
It's one that there are certain situations I can relate to. I love the vocals. I love the instrumental, but it smiles so much. Jelly Roll.
It's a good one. It's a good one. Yeah.
I just can't get enough of that song. It's how I felt a little stronger, but it's that at least in the same arena as yours with Post Malone.
Yeah.
Where the lyrics, I just really love the lyrics that
resonates
much.
with you. Yeah.
So
agree.
Great song. So that's my top 10.
And it's different than mine, and so therefore by default it's wrong. As I previously stated.
No,
but I actually like the list. I like the list quite a bit.
But I had 2 of the same songs, so
incredible.
That was kind of crazy.
Yeah.
A lot of songs.
Yeah. We must conclude the episode by giving a quick shout out to another great song this year. My wife was adamant that I include Saturn by SZA as her best song of the year. And to be fair, it's a really great SZA track. I've liked it a lot.
It is a really good song. I heard it for the first time last night.
Really?
Yeah.
Just like when you were skimming music from the year, or just someone played it and you were like...
No, I literally looked up on Genius songs that came out in 2024 and just threw a bunch of random ones in the playlist, and SZA happened to be on there. So
no, it's a good song. It's very solid. One of my favorites from her, definitely.
Yeah. It's a really
if you watched this far, listened this far, drop us a comment with whatever your favorite songs of the year are.
Yeah.
And all jokes aside, lots of great music this year.
Yeah.
And to each person who does have a different list, it's just it is what it is, and it is. And I can look at your list and have a lot of respect for it.
I can do the same.
Even though you had no respect for Future, which is okay.
Like I said, there's hope. Playboy Cardi and Tyler the Creator made my list.
Nuts.
There's hope.
Nuts. But yeah, with that being said, until next week when it's albums time, and
I'm gonna tell you right now, this week is gonna be rough. It's gonna be
a lot of revisiting some old albums from the year. But we'll see you for that one here in a week, and we hope you all have a fantastic time. Whatever though.